Morus alba is white mulberry. Many people think that the white mulberry is native to our area, but it's actually from China. It's naturalized, which means it will just grow it anywhere, and it can be found out in the woods by being just naturalized. But there is a native mulberry called the red mulberry that is very similar, kind of just like a cousin of this. But this particular plant was introduced from China for the silkworm trade hundreds of years ago, and silkworms didn't catch on, but the white mulberry did. So it grows. You see it all the time growing as a volunteer in shrub beds. It's kind of hard to get rid of. It's actually, there are a couple of cultivars that are produced for landscape use. It's very, very useful in desert landscapes. It's very heat tolerant and drought tolerant. You can see the form is sort of a low canopy, sort of a broad spreading canopy. It grows fast, and it's not especially long-lived, maybe 30 to 40 years, but it does provide a dense shade and a broad canopy during that period of time. The leaves on the mulberry, on the white mulberry, can be very variable. So you may have just these sort of ovate or heart-shaped leaves. They're simple leaves, alternate on the stem, but then you have all these other shapes, especially when it's a fast-growing, a vigorous sort of young plant. And the seedlings even have sharper lobes than this, so it has just a multitude of leaf shapes. It is dioecious, so if there's flowering and fruiting separately on the male, flowering separately on male and female, and then fruiting just on the female trees, which is important because these fruit attract a lot of birds. They're kind of messy, they stain pavement, so if you're going to use this for an ornamental purpose, you would probably want to get a male plant unless you were just interested in collecting the fruit. The bark has a little bit of an orange or reddish brown undertone to it, with furrows in the bark eventually, and smooth on the stems to begin with.